Okay, so I want to clarify my thoughts here. This is going to be a response to Oliver Bond's comment on my Apex Legends is overrated video. And I'm just hearing salt, and of course I'm being salty. I'm a huge Titanfall fan, and I hate Battle Royale games, so when I found out that Titanfall was being replaced by a Battle Royale game, the third game, I was very pissed. And of course I would be pissed. Anybody's pissed in that situation, right? And no legitimate arguments to why this game is bad. Jesus fucking Christ. Literally everything I said in that video was completely true. Okay, it was legitimate. I don't see how it wasn't legitimate. And if you didn't think it was legitimate, go to your bathroom or maybe your local CVS or something like that. Get some Q-tips, wipe the ear wax out of your ears, and watch the video again because I did make plenty of valid arguments, and I will in this video too. Um, Please do not, or no. Sure, there are flaws. Every game has them. No shit, Sherlock. But please give an actual argument instead of just complaining. Jesus, I hate when people do this because people can easily come out and excuse, actually like valid arguments towards something as just complaining. Oh, you're just complaining. Deal with it, right? No, I was not. Sure, in the aspect you could look at it as complaining, right? You could look at anything as fucking complaining, but in reality, I was making valid points and giving the reasons why I think Apex Legends is overrated. And if I said the game was bad, I didn't mean it. The game is somewhat fun at times, okay? But the whole title of the fucking video was Apex Legends is overrated. Does that mean Apex Legends is bad? No. Does that mean it's really, really good? No, it's heavily overrated. Um, for me at least. I don't think the game is that good. Some fucking love it. Some jizz all over that game, right? I am not for or against Apex BTW, not my kind of game, which is bullshit. You are. I could just clearly tell. I can clearly read between the lines there that you are an Apex fanboy. There's absolutely no way that you're not. Maybe you aren't. I don't know. But it certainly seems like you are by just coming out and blatantly defending the game like this. Um, Anyway, so this is going to be cliff notes of what I think of the game. It could be fun at times, and I like the ping system, but it doesn't do anything new, really. Um, and it basically just incorporates tons of things from other games into the Battle Royale genre, which is, how is that not a valid argument? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't like the fact that you respawn without your loot because you could spend 10 minutes looting and get butt fucked by something cheap as all hell and overpowered and you lose all your shit, but sure you're able to respawn if someone brings your tag over to the respawn station, but you don't have your loot, which I didn't like about that. How is that not a legitimate argument? That is actually true. That is a fact in the game. It doesn't actually allow you to respawn with your loot. Okay, I don't like the hero shooter aspect of the game because it promotes further cheapness, is all I like to call it. There's lots of cheap shit that the hero shooters can do, the legends or whatever. It heavily recycles the assets from previous Titanfall games and only adds in, I believe, one new weapon, which is the Peacekeeper, and one new grenade, which is the Arc Star. It doesn't really add in very much new stuff into the game. And like I said, heavily recycles assets. I don't like the fact that the game uses loot boxes as one of their primary monetization stuff. You can buy stuff directly, but it's only a handful of things, and you're usually better off just doing Apex packs. And the fact that people are supporting creators buying Apex packs is despicable, in my opinion. It really, really is, because Apex packs are paid loot boxes, right? Oh yeah, you can earn them in the game, but once you get higher levels, right, you don't earn them very often. So the early levels, yeah, you can earn them pretty easily, but later on, like, you really, really can't. Unless if you're constantly getting wins and stuff, and a fucking god. Um, but the biggest problem I have with the game, though, is not the biggest problem, but I think the huge problem I have is that the game, sure, it has loot boxes and it has a more pro-consumer aspect to the loot boxes than other game, which is nice. It's a nice feature to it. But it doesn't need loot boxes, right? And I've heard this argument everywhere. Oh, the developers have to make money somehow. And it's bullshit because you don't have to have loot boxes to make money. I mean, look at Fortnite. Fortnite doesn't have any loot boxes, right? They sell $20 skins or whatever for that. And people are just going out and spending that shit left and right? Because you can earn V-Bucks and stuff to be able to get it if you want. And you have the Save the World game mode where you can get a fuck ton of V-Bucks, right? Am I saying that I want to buy a $20 skin? No, I'm not at all. I'm not going to actually buy shit in the game. But I don't like the fact that anybody is supporting this Apex Pack system and are supporting loot boxes, right? A year ago, we were saying all loot boxes are bad. And now we're all of a sudden fine with a game literally by EA having loot boxes, right? And it's like, oh, they don't have any involvement in the game, but they're still getting the paycheck. They're still getting money from these loot boxes, so it doesn't matter. They're still getting their greedy hands on these loot boxes and probably will push them further if we keep giving them money like that. And the fact that people are supporting creators like NoJ456 dumping money into getting a fucking knife right here, and I must have saved up 24 Apex packs at least to be able to get the knife or whatever. He obviously spent money on the Apex packs here, and even if that's false, even if he did somehow save up 24 throughout all the levels and he had the patience to do that, then whatever. But there's still other creators doing that. Fuck, even Eighth Thoughts, even like even Angry Joe bought loot boxes, I think, which is just face palming, right? The fact that even he would do that is fucking disgusting. Even though I love Angry Joe, it's no, don't, okay? And I made a whole nother video on this. If you want to check that out, go for it. But I feel like those are legitimate, valid arguments towards the game and why I don't like it and why I think it's overrated. Keep in mind, this is just pretty much all opinion about why I don't like the game. Some of it is actual fact, but it is pretty much just opinion on why I don't like the game and why I think it's overrated. Those are valid arguments. Those are legitimate arguments. And if you can't see that those are legitimate arguments, I don't know what to say. Okay, you gotta obviously lighten up a little bit. And I know that sounds kind of hypocritical, but kind of just, I don't know, open your eyes a little bit and kind of look, I don't know, look closer. I don't really know the good term for it. I don't know. I don't know how old you are though. I really would, because a lot of the younger people are defending this game, and they don't really know much. And I would be surprised if I heard a mid-20s, early 30s gamer who's been gaming for a while defend this kind of stuff. And it feels like I'm one of the only people in my kind of age group that are heavily against this kind of stuff. I've seen lots of 18 and 17-year-olds. I'm 18 before this kind of stuff, and in other games. In fact, some of my friends are, which is fuck. They're cool, but at the same time, I just have tons of arguments with them, and I try to change their mind on it, but they're not gonna change their mind. Very, very stubborn. But anyway, there you go. I think that probably clarifies my thoughts on the game. And like I said, man, get some Q-tips. Wipe that earwax out of your ears. Listen to it again. Peace.